And we're back with the destruction tree. Um, I'm Daftjack, and he's Ragingdevils,
Ragingdevils.
and we're gonna go over this talent tree. I'll give you a breakdown real quick of how we're gonna do it. First, we're gonna explain how we've played Destruction Warlock in the past. Then we're gonna read all of the talents, and I'm gonna make mistakes. It'll be funny. Uh, After that, during that we're gonna discuss the choose one talents and which one we're going to probably lean towards for our general picks. Um, I'm going to provide feedback throughout, and then when we get to the end, we are going to discuss the tree as an overall idea, what we don't like and what we like about it. Let's start off. Alrighty, Devil, I know you're itching to talk about this one.
Destruction is my main spec since I started playing Warlock. I think it was in Wrath when I started playing Destruction Warlocks, because that's when when I started seeing Warlocks shooting fireballs, and I was like, what the hell is that? And then I started getting into a Warlock and looking at it. It's like, oh, Soulfire, and I was like seeing Soulfire and like one shot people, but it costs a Soul Shard. But back to it. I made Destruction for all the respects because it was a fake fire mage, but their damage is strong, they're controllable, and they survive longer than mages. So, but I still prefer mages.
I like how you brought up the fake fire mage. Yeah, in my
That's
opinion,
really cool.
as someone who's played a warlock since vanilla, I've always kind of felt like destruction seems more like a discount fire mage, but they're like better than fire mages because they last longer.
Yeah, I'm saying they have more survivability.
Uh, yeah, destruction's fun though. I liked playing it in Mop. Yeah, I played a lot of destruction in Mop because that green fire. I wanted it. I got it. And then Affliction didn't have anything that that could use the green fire, so I rolled Destruction. Uh, I'm so easily baited with aesthetics. Anyway, let's get started here with the Chaos Bolt. It costs 2 soul shards, has a 40-yard range, and a 3-second cast. Unleashes a devastating blast of chaos, dealing critical strike for dealing a critical strike for 2 times 117.6% spell power chaos damage. Damage is further increased by your critical strike chance. So it just always crits?
Yes,
Is it like that right now?
yes.
Mm. Yeah,
So
mop
yeah, and this is like so regardless if you get a critical strike damage boost or a critical strike chance, it's just going to increase your damage overall on Chaos
mop
Bolt.
mop was forever ago, and then in Legion,
Yeah, before it never always critical strike. Always critical strike to when we had Immolate on target or something.
yeah, I think it was more complicated than just it always crits. Um,
But yeah, it started doing that, and I think like
I'm kind of surprised that Chaos Bolt is the first talent. I figured it would be like one of your spammable abilities. Yeah, this one Conflagrate. Oh no, that one has a cooldown too. What's the spammable one with the fire that rolls across the ground, all weird like?
incinerate.
Yeah, Incinerate. Conflagrate 1 point or Conflagrate 1% base mana, 40-yard range, instant 12.96-second cooldown, 2 charges. Triggers an explosion on the target, dealing 93.5% spell power, fire damage. Modified by Backdraft, generates 5 soul shards. Backdraft. Conflagrate reduces the cast time of your next Incinerate, Chaos Bolt, Soulfire, or Soulfire by 30%. Maximum. Flash over 4, 2 charges. Alright, so then we go down again to our first choose one. Roaring Blaze or Improved Conflagrate. Roaring Blaze incinerates your Soulfire, Channel Demon Fire, okay, Immolate, Incinerate, and Conflagrate damage to the target by 25% for 8 seconds. So it's just an increase if you have Conflagrate on all your other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or Improved Conflagrate. Conflagrate gains an additional charge. I'm probably going to go with Roaring Blaze.
Yeah. Roaring
Rather
Blaze.
than a third charge? Yeah.
I use that for my build. I ran in Shadowlands.
Because
My
I
Soulfire
mean,
build.
like it's got 12-second recharge, which maybe I'm not sure if that's modified by haste, but you can keep that buff up for 8 seconds of the 12 seconds, so you got it for 2/3 of the fight at least, if you can manage it properly, as opposed to like extra conflagrates here and there. Hands down, I think Blazing Roar is better. Maybe Improved Conflagrate needs to deal more damage. Explosive Potential. Reduce the cooldown of Conflagrate by 2 seconds, making Roaring Blaze better. And Improved Conflagrate worse. Okay. Channel Demon Fire. Ooh, this one's new. To me, anyway. 1.5% base mana, 40-yard range, channeled. 25-second cooldown, Warlock Destruction. Launches 15 bolts of fell fire over 3 seconds at random targets affected by your immolate within 40 yards. Each bolt deals 19.36% spell power fire damage to the target and 7.7% spell power fire damage to nearby enemies. That's pretty cool. Is that in the game currently? Do you have access to that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I used it when I was in one of the old classic dungeons when they modified it.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I might check out Destruction.
It was in Skull Limits, but yeah.
Next, we've got Soul Fire. 2%. Why do I keep doing that? 2% base mana, 40-yard range, a 4-second cast, 45-second cooldown. Burns an enemy's soul, dealing 315% spell power fire damage and applying Immolate. Generates 1 soul shard. Next, we have the Shadow Burn. Soul shard, or 1 soul shard. 40-yard range, 12-second recharge, 2 charges, instant cast. Blast a target for 80% spell power. Shadow Flame damage. Gaining 50% critical strike chance on targets that have 20% or less health. Restores 1 soul shard and refunds a charge if the target dies within 5 seconds. I like that if it dies within 5 seconds, you don't necessarily have to get the killing blow.
Yeah, so if you miss a killing blow and they still die within that time limit, you get the shard still.
Also, this gives us a whole new type of damage for the Warlock
Yeah,
here.
sometimes they can cheat death and it fails. So
Because you got Chaos Bolt, which does chaos damage, and then everything else does fire damage, but this does Shadow Flame damage.
yeah.
Moving on down, we've got Conflagration of Chaos. Conflagrate and Shadow Burn have a 25% chance to guarantee your next cast the ability to critically strike and increase its damage by your critical strike chance.
Up to 50.
Is that our first double? Yeah, it's our first double talent. Dissemination. Your Incinerate and Conflagrate casts on the targets have a 50% or less health. Cast on targets that have 50% or less health. Reduce the cooldown of Soulfire by 5%. Or 5 seconds, not percent. My brain today.
All good.
Rune. Increase the damage of Conflagrate, Channel Demon Fire, Shadow Burn, and Soulfire by 10% this time.
Up to 20.
Yeah. I'll leave that middle one for the middle row. Summon Infernal. Ooh. That's kind of cool that that's in here. It's always felt kind of destruction-y. Is it just going to be locked to destruction, though? Is anybody else going to get it? I wonder. 2% base mana. That's cheap for an Infernal. Instant, 3-minute cooldown. Summons an Infernal from the Twisting Nether, impacting for 60% spell damage, fire damage, and summoning all enemies in the area for 2 seconds. The Infernal will serve you for 30 seconds, dealing 40% of spell power. Times 110 over 100. Damage to all nearby enemies every 2 seconds, and generating 1 soul shard fragment every 5 seconds. It's back to being a DPS cooldown, which is really cool.
Yep.
Because I really liked the Doomguard and the Infernal as a DPS cooldown for my Infliction Warlock. I believe it was in MOP. Yeah. Because I don't like having a pet as an Affliction Warlock. I don't want to use one. I want to be an Affliction evil magey guy, but we'll talk about that more in depth when we get there. That's cool though, because like that's so thematic. It feels good for the class, and I like its placement on the tree. It's not too far down. You can get to it with a lot of stuff. It's pretty solid.
Yes, now the last 3 on the left side.
Okay, we got Crashing Chaos. Oh, so all 3 of these look like they're gonna affect the Infernal. Summon Infernal reduces the soul shard cost of your next 3 casts of Chaos Bolt, Shadow Burn, or Rain of Fire by 1. So that makes Shadow Burn. Shadow Burn free. Chaos Bolt costs 1. Rain of Fire costs 2. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and Crushing Chaos goes to 6.
It goes to 6.
Cast 6 casts of Chaos,
but it's still by 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Infernal Brand. Your infernal melee attacks cause its target to take 15% increased damage from its immolation, stacking up to 15 times. And then finally, we have a choose one. Reign of Chaos. Oh, it goes up to 30. Dope. Or Willifred's Signal of Superior Summoning. So, Reign of Chaos. Well, your initial Infernal is active. Every soul shard you spend has a 15% chance to summon an additional Infernal for 8 seconds. That lasts 8 seconds. That's pretty cool. Willifred's Sigil of Superior Summoning. Every soul shard you spend reduces the cooldown of your summon Infernal by 1.5 seconds. I'm probably leaning towards Reign of Chaos.
Yeah.
That just sounds fun. Like, I don't even care if it's optimal.
Yeah, you only got your 30 seconds timer for that, so we'll see. All right, to the middle. Oh.
Okay, my mic works
There we
again.
go.
So what I was saying, when I got interrupted by dead batteries, um, Summon Infernal and all of its stuff seems really AoE focused, but this side of the tree so far that we looked at has been really single targety. And when I looked at
Pretty much.
Clashing Chaos, and I went to go see where Rain of Fire was, or look at Rain of Fire because it's up here at the top. It's on the other side of the tree altogether. So I'm wondering if maybe they need to swap these two. But let's see how the tree looks because you can still get there real easy.
Yeah, and it still links up between, just not
Yeah,
as
because the
strongly.
cross it goes across here.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Anyway, now we'll go down the middle with this choose one. There's a whole bunch of
Yep.
choose ones. Lots of discussion to be had.
Break
Reverse
down.
entropathy or infernal combustion. Reverse entropathy. Your spells have a chance to grant you 15% haste for 8 seconds. I hear the word beep noise in my headset. I don't know what that was. Or infernal combustion. Chaos Bolt consumes up to 5 seconds of Immolade's damage over time effect on your target, instantly dealing that much damage. Um, I'm gonna go with reverse entropathy
Yep.
because infernal combustion that seems like it's gonna be good during leveling
Yeah, that just depends on how much they improve
and
Emilate's damage.
probably PvP. Yeah, but reverse entropathy is probably gonna be really good in raid and dungeon, most content
Yeah.
at max level. Moving on down, we have mayhem or havoc. Mayhem is a passive. Your single target spells have a 25% chance to strike nearby enemies for 60% normal initial damage. So cleave. Havoc.
Yep. Yep.
2% base mana instant. 30-second cooldown. 40-yard range. Marks a target with Havoc for 12 seconds, causing your single target spells to also strike the Havoc victim for 60% their normal initial damage. Oh, okay. So all the time cleave or sometime cleave?
One's a passive havoc, and one's the thing havoc,
Yeah.
focus havoc.
Oh, but the mayhem's only a chance to cleave,
Yeah,
where
one's
havoc is
RNG.
guaranteed to cleave for 12 seconds. That's pretty
Yeah, but
decent.
one you can play some mark because the other one has a small cooldown too. So
Yeah.
because people always have trouble now that it's on a small cooldown with a lower duration, people always had trouble replacing havoc the entire fucking time.
Yeah, for sure.
So before it was a 1 minute with like 30 seconds, but now it's this small. It's hard.
All right, moving on down. We've got another choose one. I probably pick mayhem, by the way.
Yeah, I do mayhem. Try it out.
Except on like boss fights that would be like 2 targets, then I would definitely pick havoc.
Yeah.
Pandemonium. Havoc lasts 3 seconds longer, and Mayhem has an additional 10% chance to trigger. Okay. Cry Havoc. Chaos bolts duplicated by Mayhem or Havoc explode, dealing X damage to the target within 8 seconds. So
Hey,
this
yard.
changes my previous decision. Because, like, with Cry of Havoc, Havoc becomes really good, like, as a DPS cooldown. But overall, I'm probably gonna stick with Mayhem for my like to go to if I even
Yeah.
play this spec to go to. But I'm probably not because affliction. Um,
Yeah, it's dealing X damage. It's not. It's just a flat damage amount, though. It's not the 100% damage of the amount. So who
yeah,
knows?
dealing X damage.
So we'll see.
We've got improved immolate, increase the duration of your immolate by 3 seconds, and that evolves into backlash blade. Inuyasha. Yeah. Increase your critical strike chance by 3%. Physical attacks against you have a 25% chance to make your next Incinerate instant cast. This effect can only occur once every 6 seconds. That's pretty cool. We got Rolling Havoc. Each time a spell duplicated from Havoc or Mayhem, you gain 1% increased damage for 5 seconds, stacking 5 times.
Up
That's
to
pretty
2.
cool. Raging Demon Fire. Channeled Demon Fire fires 2 additional bolts. Each bolt increases the remaining duration of Immolate on all targets hit by 0.2 seconds. And then
And that goes up to 5 and 0.5.
that's pretty cool. So a half second every time it hits, and we have 15, 16, 17 bolts.
Yeah, 15 bolts.
17 times 2 is 34. 34? Yeah, 34.
Actually, it's 20. So 20 bolts times half a second.
Oh, is it 20 bolts? It says 2 more.
Yeah, I said 5 bolts every half a second. It's every an additional 5 bolts and every half a second.
Oh, it's 5 bolts at 2, so it's 20. Yeah, okay. So that gives you 40 extra four extra seconds.
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh,
20 divided by half, so 2.
yeah, 10 seconds. 10 seconds of extra duration on your Immolate on all targets hit. Well,
On the one target.
yeah, on the one target. Flashpoint. When your Immolate deals periodic damage to a target above 80% health, you gain 2% haste for 10 seconds, stacking 3 times. Well, that's cool for the first 20%. But that's 2 talent points. Does it go up to 4?
Yeah, it's 4 haste. Yeah.
And does it increase the time duration? Because like
it's still 4 haste. Doesn't say 20 seconds. Just 10.
I would rather have it increase the duration or decrease the target health than increase the amount of haste.
Well, the thing is too, Flashpoint, it's dealing periodic damage above 80% health, and so it's always dealing periodic damage regardless.
Yeah, no, I know. Then again, if there are ads, you can keep this up pretty good. So that's
it's basically permanent as long as your emulator's up.
Moving on down, we got Eradication. Chaos Bolt increases the damage you deal to the target by 5% for 7 seconds.
Up to 10%.
And then on the other side, we got Ashen Remains. Chaos Bolt and Incinerate deal 5% increased damage to target affected by Immolate. Very nice. Then we got in the middle here, or in the next tier, we have Embers of the Diabolic. Incinerate now generates 100% additional soul shard fragments.
Nice.
Cool. Power Overwhelming. Consuming soul shards increases your mastery by 0.5% for 10 seconds for each soul shard spent. Granting a stack does not refresh the duration.
Up to 1%.
Madness of Al-Akir. Algirakir? Someone in the comments explain how to pronounce this with the dots and stuff. Chaos Bolt increases the damage of Chaos Bolt. Self-fulfilling prophecy, I see. By 12%. And reduces the cast time of Chaos Bolt by 10% for 4 seconds. Rain of Fire increases the damage of Rain of Fire by 12% for 4 seconds. Shadow Burn increases the damage of Shadow Burn by 12% for 4 seconds. Okay, so this is about casting the same spell over and over again.
Yep, and this is 25, 20, 25, and 25.
That's substantial. Choose one. Chaos, Incinerate, Dimensional Rift. Chaos Incinerate. Chaos Bolt, Rain of Fire, Shadow Burn. Always gain maximum benefits of your mastery. Chaotic Energy. Dimensional Rift. 40-yard range, instant, 45-second recharge, 3 charges. Rip a hole in time and space. Opening a portal that damages your target. Generates 3 soul shard fragments. So I'm picking Dimensional Rift.
Yeah, these are the random things that do incinerates or chaos balls, I think.
Yeah. I mean, but then again, the other one just makes it so that your mastery works better. So
Yeah. Always receiving maximum benefit. Yeah.
but I kind of like the Dimensional Rift. Like, that sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Okay. So it looks like the middle is all about the Chaos Bolt.
Yep. All about the dark energies. Yeah.
Yeah, that chaos energy. Let's go with the Rain of Fire and probably the AoE side of the tree, since we haven't seen a
I'll
whole
take it
lot of
on the
that.
AoE streak.
I mean, we got Havoc, and we have Summon Infernal, and then we got Rain of Fire for the AoE. Rain of Fire
Yes.
costs 3 soul shards, has a 40-yard range, calls down a rain of hellfire, dealing 8.964% of spell power times 8 fire damage over 8 seconds to enemies in the area. And you were saying, Devil?
No, I was just saying. Same thing.
Okay. That's
AoE tree.
expensive. 3 soul shards. Pyrogenics. Enemies affected by your rain of fire take 5% increased damage from your fire spells. Okay.
Yep.
We got on the outside Inferno or Cataclysm. Inferno. Rain of fire damage is increased by 20% and has 20% chance to generate a soul shard fragment. Cataclysm. 1% base mana. 2-second cast time, 40-yard range, 30-second cooldown. Calls forth a cataclysm at the target location, dealing 180% spell power shadow flame damage to all enemies within 8 yards and afflicting them with immolate, agony, or immolate. You don't have these other ones.
Yeah, that's only if they didn't take it off yet.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's when it used to be for all warlocks. But yeah.
Next, we got Fire and Brimstone. Incinerate now also hits all enemies near your target for 13% damage. There we
Up to
go.
25.
This is the AoE tree I always wanted.
Yep,
Scalding
up to 25.
Flames. Up to 25?
Yeah.
That's dope. I wonder if this one's going to hit 25 too. Scalding Flames increase the damage of Immolate by 13
Up to 25.
percentos. On the inside, we got Ashen Remains, Chaos Bolt, and Incinerate.
You got that one already.
Oh, did I? Yeah, you're right. Oh, here's
There it
the
is.
magical mystery box that is Grimoire of Sacrifice. Unlimited range, instant 30-second cooldown. Sacrifice your demon pet for power, gaining its command demon ability, and causing your spell to sometimes deal 43.75% spell power additional shadow damage, lasts 1 hour, or until you summon a demon pet. Question: does it break when you summon an Inferno? Other note, there are
No.
a grip ton of talents in the base tree that affect this, so this talent needs to be taken with a caveat of there's ways to make it better. It might be the most interesting talent in the entire tree.
And no, it doesn't because your primary pet is all accounts of.
Yeah, okay. It
So as long as you don't summon a Voidwalker or any of those pets. Imp or whatever.
I was kind of expecting it to be a choose one. Um,
Yeah, but it wouldn't be a choose one for a demonology warlock.
yeah, right.
Not
Well,
unless they bring back
demonology shouldn't
I'll
even
say
have
not,
access to
not
it.
unless they bring back metamorphosis.
Yeah, right. We'll see. Ritual of Ruin. Every 15 soul shards spent, grant a Ritual of Ruin, making your next Chaos Bolt or Rain of Fire consume no soul shards and have no cast time, and have its cast time reduced by 50%. Why not just make it free? Like free. You just proc a Chaos Bolt. Master Ritualist. Ritual of Ruin requires 3 less soul shards spent. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it only requires 12 soul shards. What's that bump up to?
Which one?
Master Ritualist.
5.
5, so you only need 10. And then on the other side, you have Burn to Ashes, Chaos Bolt, and Rain of Fire increase the damage of your next 2 incinerates by 15%, stacking 4 times. It's
Up
pretty
to
good.
30.
And then Avatar of Destruction. When Chaos Bolt or Rune of Fire, or Rain of Fire, not
Right.
Rune, consume a charge of Ritual of Ruin, you summon a Blasphemy for 8 seconds. What is a Blasphemy? Blasphemy. Summon a Blasphemy from the Twisting Nether. Impacting for 60% spell power, fire damage, and stunning all enemies in the area. The Blasphemy will serve you for 8 seconds, dealing 40% spell power times 110 damage, or 110 divided by 100 damage to all nearby enemies every 2 seconds, and generating 1 soul shard. And a Blasphemy is a blue infernal?
Huh.
Yeah, it's literally the infernal. Like, exactly the infernal's tooltip. So, like, I'm gonna build this chaos bolt rain of fire build that spits out infernals like they're going out of style.
Yeah.
That's what's going on here.
That's what it looks like.
Um,
Blue and green chaos are blue and green fucking infernals.
yeah, right. That's really cool. I'm actually really happy with this tree in hindsight. Uh, it makes sense that all the damaging stuff is in the class tree as opposed to in the spec tree as opposed to in the class tree with the warlock, because the warlock specs are so polarized. Like a destruction warlock is the fire warlock, and the affliction warlock is the shadow warlock, and the pet warlock or the demonology warlock is the pet warlock. So like it all makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they put all the utility that all the warlocks should have in the base tree. So this is like, I want to say a 9 out of 10 for me personally, as far as like the way they've set the trees up. But if I was to just look at this, I'd be like, where are all my utility spells? And I'd give it a much lower score, but you got to take it in with both of the trees. Anyway, what about you, Devil? How happy are you with this tree as an actual destruction warlock?
Yeah, no, this looks pretty interesting and awesome to try. Because even just my Soulfire setup I wanted to try in the beginning, even now with just chaos bowling and even the AoE setup looks pretty good too.
Yeah, for sure. Alrighty.
Definitely gonna try that out as my secondary maybe. But yeah.
So that's the end of this tree. I think we're gonna take a break for a little couple minutes, and then I'll be back, and we will do the demonology tree, and maybe even get to the affliction tree today. I'd be excited to
Yeah.
do that.
Zoom
Um,
zoom.
all right, so Daftjack out.